Oh mommy, why did you fart? Now I will eat some apple tart with ketchup, and don't forget the fries with mayo and chicken strips. Leo, Leo, Leo. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. No, really goodbye. Sausage fingers, cheesecake, butter, glitter fairy, meowing marshmallow cats. Potatoes rain from the sky, rainbow beams and laser beams. Llama disco, cheese bean party, buttercream cupcake, cookie queen. Disco dancing llamas everywhere. Extra beans with cheese and extra fries and hamburger. Tacos raining from the sky. Don't even ask why, because I can fly. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Oh wait, hello.
It has been forever indeed. Oh, could you hear the song playing? Honestly, it's so addictive. I absolutely love it. It's an AI song that Leo wrote the lyrics for. So we said, oh, you can make whatever song you like, and he wrote those lyrics. So they are written by a 10-year-old, and then Poppy used one of the AI song generators to make it. You're driving around town. Extra beans with cheese and extra fries. It's just like, oh dear. Ugh. Anyway, I'm a child. How's everyone doing? God, yeah, it feels like it's been a minute. Hey, Care. Oh, we're going to do some logos today because I have been itching to do something creative. Since doing that logo for Liam, did we do that live? I can't remember. Liam Cleaves. We might have done a bit over an extended period of time, but he loves the new design and he's going to use it. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I need a new project now. I'm getting a little bit twitchy. So, but I've got a potential idea. So this is an idea actually that I've had for a while. I've just thought about a part of it. Yeah, it was ongoing. So it was something that I was like, Liam, don't worry, mate, I'll do your logo, I'll sort you out. And it kind of evolved into a bit more of like a full brand identity. And so I did a bit offline, a bit online. It got put on the back burner for months. It got parked, started again. But yeah, we got it over the finish line. And I'll show you this website. I mean, you see what you think. We don't have to do this, but this is something that I've been thinking about. This is actually one of Liam's clients as well. It's a guy that owns multiple businesses, and he is, I think, I don't know what the position is, something like CFO of this company, LSL, leading provider of financial services to do with estate agency, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so loads of finance, property, that sort of thing. So they have a website, and it's fine, and they have a logo, and it's functional, but it's also very like vanilla. And it just makes me look at that, you know, LSL, you could type that out in about 5 seconds. And it just makes me want to see what I can do with something like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's interesting as well because it's I think obviously when you're dealing with property and finance and things, you're talking about potentially a lot of money changing hands. So I think having something that, not just from a logo point of view, but from a branding and website point of view, that looks the part, I think probably becomes even more important. I don't know. So I've just basically, what I've done literally 5 minutes ago was threw this website into ChatGPT, it scanned it, and I've got it to generate me a fictional brief for this. So what do you think? Does that sound like a plan? And obviously, if anyone else wants to have a go at this and have their put their own spin on it, then feel free to crack on. Where's the chat gone? Exactly, Kay. Yes, unsolicited rebranding. Because it's the kind of thing as well that, one, it's good practice working with real clients, but it's not real clients. It's good practice working with real companies and projects, like, you know, obviously without having to get the work. It's really good practice. And you never know where it could lead, you know? So maybe we do a rebrand on this. Maybe they see it. Maybe I tag them and post it. Maybe they're interested. I don't know. No idea. You never know what could happen with something. But I look at a lot of design. If I look at a design, like we did it with Enviromech ages ago, if I look at a design and I think that could be better, then I'm all for unsolicited redesigns, 100%. Because no one can stop me. Right. So let me go and grab this brief that GPT threw together, and we'll see if it's any good. Let's chuck it in Photoshop. Let's screen record this actually, because if this, I mean, I don't know if this might go somewhere, it might not. But this is just one, you know, you have an idea and you just keep coming back to it, and you're like, I can't shake this. I want to do something with it.
And swim shorts.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, for God's sake, I've got some more arriving today. All right, well, 2 pairs. 2 pairs it is. Yeah, what? So, in about 7 hours from now... Wait, hang on. 7 hours from now, we're leaving to go to the airport to Greece for 5 days. That's right, isn't it? 7 hours. I should be in bed. That ain't gonna happen, is it? Who needs sleep? Oh dear. Anyone in Rhodes in Greece who wants to come and say hello? I think we're going near Falaraki. I'm new to graphic design. What does... blah, blah, blah. I'll try again. I'm a new graphic designer. What advice can you give me? To watch this stream to the end. Watch all the streams. No, well, I didn't get any sleep last time. When we went to Spain a little while ago, and it was fine. You just get there, you know, you get the second wind where you kind of perk up and everything's fine for a bit, and then you just, you know, you just completely crash and burn later on. And then you get a good night's sleep, and then you're ready to go again. It's just the way it is. Right, let's get this brief in. I've not even read this yet, so it might be awful, but it's pretty good. Like when I work on a real project, I would do a client questionnaire and I would get all that information from them. And it's always good to read it, but having the entire questionnaire in your peripheral as you're designing can be quite a lot. So it's quite good sometimes to throw that questionnaire into ChatGPT or whatever it is, Claude, and just say, look, can you summarize this in a few bullet points, a couple paragraphs? It's a lot easier to have that to hand as a reference than it is like reams and reams and reams. Right, let's get through this. And then we will throw on some music and get this party started. We like questions. Exactly, we like questions. And it's, yeah. If you're working on any sort of logo or branding or brand identity projects or whatever, and you're not sending out a client questionnaire at the start, what are you doing? And I didn't do this for the longest time as well, to be fair. But it's just like probably the most important part of the process. Okay, right. LSL Property Services. LSL Property Services, PLC. Logo redesign for a little, yep. Right, so they're a UK-based property services group operating across financial services, surveying and valuation, estate agency, franchising. The brand sits in a corporate professional B2B space with multiple well-known sub-brands under its umbrella. Okay. Redesign the LSL logo to feel more modern, confident, and premium. Modern, confident, premium. Right, so we're going to highlight some of these keywords because that's a good thing to do. Let's go. Oh, let's go blue. We'll go blue. Keep it all in theme. So there we go. Bring that down. Pop. Nope. Bring it up. Right. Where was I? I totally lost my place. Right, B2B. This is quite important. Stands for business to business. B2C is business to consumer. So this is going to be marketing itself to other businesses. Right. Modern, confident, and premium. That's pretty important. Suitable for a large, established property services business. Design direction. The new identity should feel trustworthy, structured, and professional. These keywords, I love these because they're very easy to remember and to benchmark your work against as you're producing something. And forward thinking. I'll get that one in there as well. It should avoid feeling overly residential. Okay. Playful. Yeah, we don't want that. Or estate agent generic. Which I think you could argue that it is quite generic at the moment. So hopefully whatever comes of this at some point will be an improvement. Key ideas to explore. A clean word mark or monogram approach using the letters LSL. Potential visual cues could include structure, connection, property. Oh god, I should be highlighting these. Hang on. Right. Structure, connection, property, networks, growth, or support. But subtle and corporate. Yeah, so like the first thing you could do is incorporate like a house shape or something. But it says it doesn't want to be overly residential. So if we're going to do some sort of building or property or structure, I think you just got to be careful how you do it. You don't want it necessarily to be too, I don't know what the word is. Just basic, generic, I don't know. You know, like you got a coffee shop with a coffee bean, you got a property thing with a property icon, like a house icon. You know, we don't have to literally include the thing in the logo. So that's why I like that subtle and corporate. So that's pretty important as well. I'm going to highlight corporate. Audience: investors, business partners, franchisees, financial services clients, property professionals, and internal stakeholders. Right. So not creative people in terms of designers or anything like that. This is serious people who are serious about business and will be potentially investing and handling and transacting lots of money. Dansky, I always have a problem when it comes to presenting my work on Behance. I always think it must be super, super eye-catching and long in order to convert, or it just needs to be simple and informative. I think that there's some presentations of Behance that are amazing, and it can be very easy to look at that and go, oh, I need to do that as well. And I think you can go the other way with it as well. You can just post the design. Is that you or me? Someone? Oh, no idea. Sorry, someone's phone's going off, but nobody wants to claim whose phone it is.
Is it not you?
I'm on Do Not Disturb, so it ain't me. No idea.
I don't know where my phone is.
Yeah, it's probably you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, or you could just do the logo on its own. But the problem is if you're trying to get client work and clients are just seeing the logo, they don't understand what makes it so brilliant. If you've done this amazing logo, they're not going to get it. They might look at it and go, oh yeah, that's cool. But you need to, even if it's just a few slides, show the application of it, show the different versions, showing it's flexible, show a breakdown slide. Let me show you something actually before we start. I need to do a video on this because it's really, really helpful. This is probably one of the most important slides, something to this effect. When I showed Liam this on the logo recently, he was so interested by it, because if you're not a designer and you're not involved in the process, you're not going to understand what's gone into making something. So let me just show you this. I've showed this before, so I won't spend too long on the whole design, but yeah. So this was the presentation that I pitched to Liam, and these will become Instagram slides at some point in a carousel. There's the logo. So you're showing the main logo stacked. You're showing the horizontal one, websites and things. You're showing like a minimal one without the mark. So you separate the mark. So again, you're showing that business card application, the badge application on stickers. So just those few different versions show that it can be flexible and where it's going to be used. The mock-ups, they're all missing links, so ignore the low res quality. But you can see how the logo and that brand identity can then flex across all these different things. But this slide here, this is the one I was talking about. So interesting, because this is the chance, this is the slide or whatever in your presentation where you get to show the logo and you can try and show off the genius behind it. If you've got a very clever idea and you can explain why you've made certain choices, and then these keywords here, ideally they relate back to some of the stuff that you've highlighted in the brief. So when you're presenting this to your client, you can build that connection and kind of tell that story of, you know, we've gone for this color to introduce an element of trust and personality. This relates to blah, blah, blah from the brief. Support, progression, you know, all these different aspects. So when you're able to present this as well, in a way where the client can just look at it and digest it and appreciate it, you're less likely to get very personal, specific feedback, because you've demonstrated that there's so much thought and strategy and thinking that has gone into producing this in relation to the brief. So if someone turns around and says, you know, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that, I don't know. I think you're just you're less likely to get pernickety feedback, because we're not just talking about making a cool design and what do you think. You're presenting something that's actually been very thoroughly thought out. And I think you can do a lot towards mitigating personal creative feedback when you're so laser focused on the brief that was then built from their answers to the questionnaire, if that makes sense. So that's what I mean by kind of creating that link. All of these decisions that I've made here and that I'm presenting, they go back to their answers from the questionnaire. So it's kind of like, this ticks what you asked for. You're not always going to get like a hole in one, but you know, it's a good process to have, and it can avoid a lot of unnecessary frustration. So a little bit of a pivot from your actual question, but hopefully that is helpful. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the other one. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question as well. Right, audience. Yep. Deliverables. 1 to 2 logo concepts. Well, we'll just we'll keep that as one. I only ever do one concept unless someone is specifically asking for multiple, and then that obviously would be reflected in the cost. But personally, I do one design and I present it fully with all those explanations, and I'm confidently saying, this is the design I've done, here's why it's the right choice, rather than presenting 2 ideas to every client and just saying, which one do you like? You know, so it's kind of different approach. But again, it depends on the client. And how you like to work. You might want to present 2 or 3. I wouldn't do more than 3 though. I did like 9 or 10 once and it was a nightmare. Yeah, okay, so blah, 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 blah. Right, so that is the brief. This is like the bare bones version as well. And then what we could do from here is we could just map out some rough ideas. Because if we dive straight into sketching now, it's almost like missing a pretty crucial step. So what I would do is take this and try and generate some written ideas. So what do we got? We've got B2B, so let's do business. I need some music. I can't listen to my own voice for 2 hours. I want to make a logo of an Airbnb name or a homes. What suggestions can you give me? Watch this stream. No, genuinely, like you'll see, we go through this part of the stream that we're going through now is probably the most important part before you kind of start designing. Here we go. All right. Right. Try for 2 years. Right, so we've got business. Objectives. Modern, confident, premium. I'm more interested in some of these words, I think. Trust. Structure. I like that. That's a good one. Excuse my handwriting. Property, obviously, property. And what we're going to do is we're going to list these out and then we're going to do some offshoots and some ideas. So if you want to chime in and throw some ideas in the chat as well, that'd be amazing. I've done these way too close together. Connection. Network, growth, or support. I feel like some of these are probably a bit more relevant. Maybe network, kind of. I think I'll go with connection. Growth, that's an important one, I think. What is it with our kids and slamming doors?
The first one was me.
So, oh, you're right. So you're a problem as well. I just feel like they slam things all the time.
This door's annoying.
But even the back door, they slam.
Yeah, they do.
They're so enthusiastic to slam things. Yeah, but you shut it quietly then. I'm getting Titanic vibes with a fan behind you. Hey, Scott. How's it going?
What you got?
A location pin. Did I? Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Right. Idea time. Let's go. So, ideas. Growth. We've got arrows. So this is kind of... We're playing word association now. And this is really good for mapping out ideas. So, trust. We got a check mark. Honestly, if you've got ideas, throw them in the chat. Check mark. Structure. Well, we're going to go building. Connection. Maybe interlinked. That could be a load of things. Business. We've got money. Trust. Property. Again, building. Same one coming up twice. I'll explain why that's potentially relevant in a bit. Growth. Upwards. I'll put slash direction. So something, some sort of upwards arrow, something showing a progression, a growth. Yeah, let's put office building. And then we could even do offshoots of that as well. So, for example, we could do windows. So just lots of, you could do, obviously you would get sued by Microsoft, but you could do something more minimal in that regard. Property. I was going to say map. Maybe not map. 2 a.m. Good work, Kyle. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Pillar and tree concept. I like that. So the pillar. What are you thinking with the tree? Oh, growth. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, hang on. I've done it too close together. I like that. I like that, Varun. That is very interesting. So we've got pillar, but then we've got tree. So they're sort of connected. Structure, growth. That is interesting, actually. And that's why we do this bit in a minute. We're going to just put loads of ideas down, but then again, color up ideas and build connections between different elements. Sorry, yeah, post a brief in the Discord. So if anyone does want to follow along, feel free. And if you do, at any point, create a design or an idea, or you want to send me something, this is my email. Fire it on over. What's the Discord? You can find the Discord here. I'll link it. There you go. Growth. Structure. Lines. Ooh, no. I've got no space, have I? Architecture. Architecture. I'm trying my best handwriting here. Trust. I mean, yeah, you could write green, but I don't really want to get into colors yet because I think it's better to have a solid concept before we start exploring colors and other things. That comes later. So just imagine we're thinking just black right now as our only color. So trust. Shield. I'll put shield slash, oh god, I need to write better. Shield slash security. What about key and skyline? Okay. Skyline. Property. Key. Yes. That's really good. Vern, you are banging them out. Yeah, so there's loads of things we could do. You know, I'm just going to show you something terrible. We could do a key, and then the key could become an arrow. It's a terrible key. Zigzag. Looks like some sort of mad elephant. Forget you saw that. It was a key and an upwards arrow that didn't really work out. Anyway, it could have gone even worse. We were close to being demonetized and shut down then, but we avoided it and it became an elephant. It's fine. Andrea, shut up. Shut up. Right. God. Business. There's not a lot happening here. Graph. Yep. Which again, growth graph. So that could be quite good. Yeah, totally an elephant. Connection. What other things can we use to describe connection? Or if you think of the word connection, what does it make you think of? You could put no, you could put handshake. I don't think I'm gonna necessarily use that idea, but that would be a good. You're doing business, right? And again, that could connect to business. So maybe it is a good idea. Maybe I should shut up. Network. Chain. Yes. So I'll put interlinked chain. Connection. Network. Hands interlinked. Yep. Handshake. Okay. The business. So this is what the business is about. In fact, I tell you what. Let's type in ChatGPT. Explain what the business does like I'm 5 years old. Because some of it I don't understand either. Right. LSL is like a big helper company for the house buying world. They don't just sell houses themselves, they help lots of other businesses that are involved when people buy, sell, or rent homes. Basically, they help with three main things. There's a fly. Number one, they check how much houses are worth. They have surveyors who look at homes and help banks decide what a property is worth. Number two, they help people get mortgages. They support mortgage advisors and financial services businesses, so people can get help paying for a home. Supporting estate agents. They run and support estate agency brands and franchises, helping local agents sell and rent homes. So in simple terms, LSL helps the people and companies who help other people buy, sell, value, rent, and pay for homes. That last line's a pretty good summary. They help lots of other businesses that are involved. So when you've got companies that are buying and selling and renting, these guys help those companies effectively. Number 2 and 3 is interesting, helping people get mortgages and supporting estate agents. So maybe the support idea actually is more relevant than I gave it credit for. Crown. That's an interesting one. Normally, crown business. Crown, yeah. In terms of money, crown, wealth. I'll put wealth / crown because I've seen quite a few financial related logos for companies with a crown or something like that. So I'll put wealth / crown and connection. What was the other one? Support, yeah. Oh, damn. I need to create some space. Hang on. Support. So does that make sense? So these guys are a business and they support other businesses. It sounds like it, yes, Scott. They have slices of the pie that is property management. Yeah. And then it would be the people that they work with that would be more B2C, working with actual consumers at the other end of it. Hmm. Yeah, you're right, actually. And shake. I don't want to speak too soon, but I have a feeling this is going to be a fun one because all these words here, they're already starting to like fire off ideas in my brain. Better than the elephant key. We don't talk about that. But I love Varun's pillar tree idea. That's really cool. And that's just one idea. So there might be lots of different combinations in here that we can lean into. What adjective best describes... Do you know what? I'm going to copy that, Scott, and we're going to paste it in. What adjective best describes the LSL group in the UK? Established. Okay. One of the UK's largest property and mortgage services groups with major divisions across financial services, surveying, valuation, and estate agency franchising. Okay, so they help estate agent franchise businesses, if I understand that correctly. Established. Okay, so let's add that in. Established. And the great thing about that word is that we could also lean that, in fact, I'm going to move that into structure. So if we put S, hang on, my brain stopped. S, stab, lurched, and there's a bridge between structure and business. That's cool. Hey, Pixel. I think this is probably enough, actually. If you do think of anything more else, just honestly, let me know. And we'll chuck it in there. But right now, I think let's start marking some stuff up. So we're going to go blue again. And we're going to circle maybe just some of the best ones. Just something that's going to give us a starting point. So given what we know about this business, what we've just looked up, modern, confident, premium, obviously B2B, so it needs to be a little bit more corporate. It's got to be professional. Not playful, serious, but trustworthy as well, especially when finance and money is concerned. These three words are pretty important here, particularly structured and trustworthy. So if we had to circle, I don't know, say 5 of the most important ones, what ones are we going to go with? I think we've got to do established because that was the one adjective and there's quite a nice bridge between business and structure there. I think the support element is quite good as well. Because if you're working with those businesses, I think support and trust kind of go hand in hand, actually. Shield and security. Windows, office building. Not sure about arrows. Arrows can be a bit cheesy. I love the pillar tree idea. The pillar. Established. See, when was the company founded? Because I'm thinking there could be like a historical element here. If they've been established for a while. Oh, okay, 2004. Legacy roots. Estate agents and surveying businesses dating back to the 1980s. Okay, so we're not talking loads of time. I like the pillar idea. Or architecture. Maybe architecture is the word, because then we're not just restricted to just pillars. Some sort of established structure. Collaboration, innovation. Is that straight from their website, Scott? Collaboration, innovation, expertise, and trust. Yeah, and I think expertise is a good one. That'll come from um it'll kind of lean into the established side of things as well. And the business one. Maybe trust as well, actually. So let's write it down. Expertise. Oh, how do you spell that? Is it expertise or is it a C? Yeah, S. Yeah, it could be probably maybe not a bridge per se, but I like the structure idea. Collaboration and trust as well. I'm gonna put support slash collaboration. That's a good, yeah. The UK's most trusted platform connecting people to property. Right, so yeah, that's got to be one. It has trust, established, architecture. Let's do two more, and we'll use that as a starting point to kind of sketch out some ideas. So at any point, they don't really mention too much in terms of the money, wealth, anything like that. It seems like a lot of their messaging is more centered around support, how they're established, how they're trusted. They've been around a while and you can trust us kind of vibe. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I want to try and avoid a location symbol, I think. And maybe skyline as well. It's tricky because it's LSL. So I feel like, I mean, it says in the brief. Well, it says a word mark or a monogram. So this isn't going to be like your typical logo. We do like quite a lot where you have your combination of, you know, logo mark and then you have a big long thing alongside. It's just going to be LSL. Because it's quite short, I think it'd probably make more sense to do something with the type or turn it into some sort of monogram. So it could be like a shield. You might have L, S, L, or something. I don't know. I just made that up. And it could look like a shield. So we could do a whole bunch of stuff. But I need a couple more words. I need something, some words to bridge things. The shield. Oh, the shield could be quite good. Maybe less security, more shield. Compass direction, strategy, guidance, expansion. Guidance, yeah. So when you hear the word guidance, what do you think of? You had to visually show guidance. Obviously, like a compass or direction. But what are the words? Upwards. Again, it comes back to sort of arrow. I feel hands, a good symbolism. The tricky thing, yeah, if you can if there's a clever way to do it whilst still keeping it as a word mark or a monogram, because sometimes it's dependent on the letters. It kind of depends. You know, you might pick two letters and they look like a hand quite naturally. LSL, it's not symmetrical, so that's just, you know, it's the way it is. It's not like an A and a G, for example. So you could do like A, and then you could have a G, and it can be quite balanced. This is more, we have those two L's. So yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it could work. Gut instinct. Maybe it's trickier to get a hand in there. You could do something like, for example, in terms of the where was it, interlinking chain, the network, the handshake, you could possibly do it in the S. That was a 5, but so I'm just mucking around here, but let's pretend for a second that this is actually a hand, and you could have the hand. There we go. That's meant to be a hand, kind of like this, sort of interlinked. It's a shit hand. We can all agree on that. And then you got LSL. Flip their L backwards. So that could be one idea that's quite good. But it's the thing with something like that is you have to nail the hand in its simplest form so it actually looks like a hand, and you have to make sure you don't typographically muck up the S as well. Strong hand. Hey Dante. Oh, I don't know which last one. Reliability, yeah, I think that will probably sort of fall under trust and security, but yeah. The image I get is of something solid that you can lean on and it supports you. Yeah, that's quite an interesting angle, actually. I'm going to colour up support. I think that's pretty important. Support, right, let's leave that for now. We could brainstorm till the cows come home, but let's just pin all of that up there, and we'll just call this ref. There we go. We'll put that there and we'll lock it, and we'll switch back to a nice small brush, flow at 30%, and we can zoom in, and this gives us like a really nice brush to sketch with. Coffee one. Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, the coffee one. Oh, that's, where did we get to with that? That's, I think, more or less done actually. Hang on, let me show you. I totally forgot about that. Christ, where even is that? Hang on. Oh, I just want to show you a picture actually. Andrea, you'll like this. So this is a picture of when I was about, oh, how old was I? I don't know, 17, 18 or whatever. And I started designing. This was my bedroom. I said to Andrea I would show her an old picture. Actually, no, hang on. If that's up there, Etnies, that was one of my college projects. So like a skateboard design. So I must have been about 20 actually. This is a picture from when I was 20. There you go, Andrea. I said I'd find a picture of my desk. So this is my little bedroom, my little box room. I used to love it. And my dad built me this custom desk. So he made this. It's two bits of like, well, several bits of curved wood with a shelf up there. And these are like just metal poles. And the desk is actually fitted and like bolted to the wall. So it is amazing actually. It's probably my first own personal desk. Good old, oh. Tony Hawk's Project 8 demo, Xbox, my goodness. First iMac. I don't know what I'm working on there. That is where it all began. I spent so much time working there. Like drinking Scotch whiskey, apparently. There you go, Andrea. Have that. Okay, right. We're just going to freely sketch ideas now. Scott is some sort of cheap-ass Scotch whiskey, Varun. Right, sorry. Coffee one. God. Oh, my brain's so scatty today. Hang on. Where is it? Focus. Root and bean. Right. Okay, I'll show you where this landed last time we worked on it. This one came together. Oh, I was working on a poster design as well, but you've not seen that yet. Where's the... Is that the right one? Yeah. So I think this was the final design. This is where we got to on stream, which was pretty... I was pretty happy with that, actually. That was really cool. And then what I did was applied a texture to it, which is here. Yeah, like a really nice printed style texture. We've got a bit of stippling on the text as well. All still vector, which is great. And I got as far as playing with colors. So where did I don't actually know which one I landed on in the end. I think it was maybe over here. So the kind of brown and the cream is your main one. That's where it got to, which I'm pretty happy with. The R and the B, that's all custom designed. Yeah. That was fun. Oh, that's right. And then this is the secondary version where you've got that same visual treatment with the print effect and the stippling, but it's more text led rather than, because obviously that's not going to scale down super small. So that's kind of more of a web header version. It's not the header though. Did I mock up a website header? I don't know. I thought I did. Maybe I imagined it. But yeah, that's where that one got to, just in case you were wondering. Oh, absolutely. Love a good badge. Right. Okay, sketch time. I'm gonna get some music. Let's do some pendulum. Oh, this is the fun part. You've got to do the other stuff first. But it depends what you like, actually, what you like out of the process. And my favorite way to sketch is on the iPad. I love sketching on the iPad because I can put some headphones in, I can sit on the sofa, curl up in a little ball, and just let my ideas run wild. But it's still nice doing it here because I've got the pen display. I get to hang out and chat with you guys, and people can throw me ideas, and then later on I can take credit for it. Hey! You love where it went. Awesome. Yeah, sometimes it just happens. That one came together so fast. It was almost like, wait, what? What just... And then I think about how many hours and days and weeks I spent on Liam's one. And it's just like, it's just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes the stars align and you smash it out. Right. Focus, Dan. We've got to start sketching ideas. In fact, I'll tell you what. I know what I'm going to do. Arrange. Oh, how do I do this again? Floating? No. New window. There we go. So you can separate this out and have a new window. We can arrange tile 2 up vertically. And then now, this is the same document, but I can have this here. And then I can start sketching here. So I'm not going to have to keep zooming back in and out. And right. Let's just relax and just sketch. See what happens. So we've got L, S, L. Make a connection there, connection there. So L, L, S, L. I could do something in one line. Could do something like that. Bit too abstract, probably. S. You could play around with size, have smaller L's. We could go vertical. And again, there's we just connect the whole thing and turn it into a key. I don't know. It's probably a bit too over the top, but architecture, structure. What about a shield? Could we get these letters? L. The second L is going to be hard, but what if we did an L and then we did a second L and then we fit our S. You could do lowercase, but then it might look a bit like an I. S. L. I'm not entirely sure what this idea is. L, S, L. Oh, interesting idea. What if we actually... It could be an interesting idea there. It's kind of like an L, S, and an L, but wrapped up in a shield. The only thing that stops the only thing that stops the world from recognizing how awesome we are is the fact that the brands we are designing for are relatively new in the market and would take some time to get popular. Well, not necessarily, because some brands have been around for a very long time and they get a redesign and if they're very high profile, that could get the designer a lot of attention. So I don't know if you saw that Will Patterson, he's made a video on this as well that's probably worth watching. He redesigned the logo for a band called Enter Shikari. You know, and that's amazing, but also what an amazing thing to say that you worked on as well. And I think they've been around for a while as well, so they're not exactly, I don't think they're new. I'm not too familiar with their music. So it kind of depends really who the project is and who the client is. And I think there's another component to it as well. I think the only thing that holds us back in this world a lot of the time is ourselves. And it's usually like a lot of the, at least speaking from personal experience, it's the bullshit in my head, the overthinking, the like, oh, what if? Just do it. We'll all be gone soon. This time we have on this earth is so small, like in relative terms. You may as well just go for it. Give it everything you got. No one wants to be older with regrets of what if. Just go for it. Throw yourself at it. And if people don't like you for it and they don't like what you do, screw them. Just you do you and do the best bloody version. You be the best bloody version of yourself you can be, and screw what other people think. Right, anyway. Get off my soapbox now. So we're going to have to cut that and cut that so we get the LSL. Is that good or is that terrible? I think I like it. I'll just correct the... There could be an interesting idea there, actually. LSL. Let's take a copy, paste it over here, and we'll chunk it up. We'll give it like a... It reads a CSV. Yeah, we'll try... We're gonna have to... Let's try chunking it up and see how it looks. Oh wait, is this even gonna work? How do I... How do I chunk this? Oh, no, hang on. I can't really chunk it up there, can I? I'd have to separate this one. So we'd have to go something like this. And remember, these sketches don't need to look pretty, you know. You don't have to show these to anyone, the client, or anything. These are just for you to see if the idea you're working on is worth pursuing. I wonder if we could... Yeah, you got a point. You don't want this to look like a C. So... I think this would need... The problem yeah, it could work. The problem I've got with it at the minute is the two L's are very different. Which might be a problem. Trying to force these into this sort of shape. So like I said earlier, it sort of depends what letters you get. You know. It could look pretty good. Let's color it up and just fill it with black and we'll see. Get like more of a sense of if it's worth putting more time into or not. You can use the paint bucket tool for this as well, but I just quite like sketching and colouring manually. I find it quite relaxing. Well, that is a good point. Yeah, you probably are right. It probably does look a bit like LSV. So we can either look at that and go, this ain't going to work, Dan, leave it. Or we could try and make that look more like an L. Or we could just see if they want to change their company name to LSV, which is probably a no. But, you know, at least we've given it a go. We've explored it, and I mean, I do like it, but it's, yeah. Anyway, other ideas. Property, L. We've got a house shape. Let's do a house. There we go. Well, we've got an L in there. I like trying to do clever logos if I can. Problem with this though is the other L isn't symmetrical. Could we turn it backwards? L S. Can we flip their logo around? Can we do that? Is that naughty? And we'll add some gaps there. It's like a box. Oops. You could have another line there that's like maybe a different color. I'm not a massive fan of the backwards L. It's good because it's symmetry. 2 S's back to back. Okay, let's try. Sorry, 2 L's back to back. Yeah, I'm just trying to. We could do that. I'm just trying to imagine how this fits into some sort of monogram or word mark. And also, it's probably actually. Hang on, we've made this much harder. Let's go on Pinterest. Set up a Pinterest board. So if I go, what am I doing? Create board. Call it LSL. Make this board private. Create. So we could type in property. Let's type property logo. We'll see what we get. Yeah, this is cool. Part of that I like anyway. So when I look at that, obviously we don't want to go and copy anything that's already out there. Because legally and morally that's just wrong, but I'm seeing that. And then some sort of connection there. There's an S. And I don't know, maybe there's a clever way to get the L in there as well. So how on earth would we do that? That's your S. Other L would be, yeah. See, I love stuff like this. Minimal stuff like this is really cool. In fact, actually, no, let's do, I got a better idea. Let's do L logo. You can search for icons as well. Icons are really good because they're usually like a very simplified, distilled form of something. So if I did a search for property icon.
Night night.
Oh, night night sausage. Love you. See you in 6 hours. Christ, I ain't sleeping tonight, am I?
Not 6 hours, probably like
I'm gonna be so tired.
like 12 hours.
It's really not 12 hours. Unless you're going to be asleep and we're going to carry you through the airport. This is really good. Yeah, wow, look at these. So these icons are like simplified forms of things. So there's a hand there. Let's bring that in because we talked about hands before, didn't we? So we can kind of get the general shape of a hand. Like this. And then if we duplicate it, flip it round. We can then try and build. Oh no, hang on. I'm thinking in terms of negative space, aren't I? Hang on. My brain is short-circuiting. Let's do the S first. There we go. Let's go in. There we go. Plonk these in there. Like that. And then we can try and refine this. That, and then that comes down there instead. So I'll try and like visualize where it's all gonna go. So something. It's trying to get the hand shape in there. What have I done wrong? I think I've got the top right, but not the bottom. I think it's because the hands are quite thin. Houses with the root, last row. Could do L's with the S as the road. Oh, what, like this? Yeah, possibly. I think as well it's worth exploring ideas that are more in line with just LSL, kind of having it as a word mark. Ignore my terrible S's. I think I need to charge my iPad as well. I've got to work on this on the plane. Yeah, so coming back to those ideas of trust, being established, supportive. I do wonder about the idea of there being a connection. These letters don't normally connect. It's kind of almost like you've got the customers here, the businesses here, and LSL sits in the middle, and they're the ones that connect it all. No, they don't really do that though, do they? They're more supporting. No, they don't know. They're not the bridge, are they? What that about? that looks weird with just those two connected. What about if we do something a bit more geometric? So we'll try slightly heavier letters, and we'll go something like this. Kind of could look a little bit maze-like. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That is a very clean word mark. And if we could just find something to fit here. Something... Obviously not an exclamation mark. It's not really quite right, but just something. I don't know. I do quite like that idea, though. Look boring like a building. Well, maybe. I think there's potentially a good way it connects the letters, but I don't know if it's called... Is it setting my world on fire? Yeah, that's a good point. Squares represent reliability and stability. Yeah, so I suppose you could say on some level. I mean, this isn't like a finished version. You could round off certain corners, and you could, you know, aesthetically change certain bits, and you could, you know, you could make this look more like an S. There's lots you could do, but I mean, you do get a more corporate marks, particularly financial stuff. It does look a little bit sharper and a bit less fun and playful. So we might see it as boring as creatives, but actually a financial person might be like, that's exactly what we want. You know? The S in that is like a snake that had in it. That looks too phallic. Oh no, where's the phallic one? Oh, what you... Oh, yeah. Oh, God, now I can't unsee it. For goodness sake. It's my goal for the rest of... My goal for 2027 is to get through a logo stream without any phallic concepts. It's the downside of doing it live. You get to see all the shit ideas, the embarrassing stuff. Oh dear, twice in one stream. I know. I know. Oh, dear. You can add a small pillar or vertical line after the L. Yeah! Pillar. Pillarlicious. There we go. There's a pillar. I don't know. We'll put a pin in that. We'll leave that there. Trust. And we don't have to get all of this, by the way, into the word mark or the monogram, whatever we end up doing. Some of this, like trust, could come through in color. So, you know, it could be the type of blue or the greens we use or the palette. It could be the typeface we use for the stuff on the website or whatever. So it's not like you have to try and get all of these into the mark. I do like to try, though, because if you can, it's just... Oh, if you can come up with something clever, it can feel pretty good. Yeah, so we can't just do like an S with a crown on it, because you need the L as well. If you did that, you get a bit more symmetry there. And we can't really do that, I don't think. Is that... Oh, actually... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. L. And it's like, people. There's a connection. Look, they're connecting. There's a crown. L. You see the thing? The L, L, S, L, L, S, L. Probably reaching a bit there. LWLS. An L and another L upside down, reflected, making a box, and then the S in the middle. Ooh, okay. So let me just check I got this right. So you're saying an L, and then another L, and then some sort of S in the middle. See, the thing is, if we were going to do a monogram, if we were going to do like a monogram like this, or a word mark, like I think ideally for something like this, it kind of needs to stand alone. So I don't think it's going to be like that, and then you've got LSL. Do you know what I mean? I think the word mark or the monogram has to be the main logo. So that won't read as LSL. If we were going to do a logo mark and then have the type alongside it, you could probably get away with something a bit more abstract. But I don't know. I don't know if that's just... It's like if I were to do a crown and go L, S, and then... That's not an L, S, L. Yeah, I don't know. I think it has to read as LSL. That's just my take on it based on the brief. And I'm just imagining it going on to... So this is where it's going to sit. It's going to sit here. So I'm just... At the moment, that is... It, like, I think it's functional. Its form is... You can read it, LSL. I think if we're going to replace that with something else... I don't think we can do something that's going to make people go, what? Like, or cause confusion. I don't know. Oh, hello, new people. Hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully you have as much fun as I'm having anyway. Infinity loop. The S becomes an infinity symbol. Well, how on earth would we... Hang on. How would we get LSL infinity loop? The S becomes an infinity symbol. Okay, hang on. So there's our S, but where's the L? I like the fire shield. Because if we do that, again, I think we've got the same issue. That's... looks like a pair of eyes. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be LSL. Or sorry. You mean this, don't you? Sorry, I'm being an idiot. You mean this. Is that what you mean? You mean vertical, yeah. Which is actually a great idea. I like that. What about... Let's try and do this not terribly. That's probably a bit more in line with what I think they would be looking for if they were looking for anything, which they're not. What about if we... God, if you could make the whole logo out of one line, that would be really cool. Yeah, that one's interesting. It looks a bit like a V, I think someone said, and I kind of see that. Yeah. Established. Let's try something tall. We've not really tried that yet. So we've got L. Let's try tall and super condensed and just see how we can work with that space. We do have to remember that this is going to be in a website header though, so this might be a bit more office building perhaps, but does it work in a big space? I don't know. You know what would be good? What would be really good actually would be to go onto Pinterest and search for, in a minute we'll search for word marks. So let's go and add this to the board. How do I do that? Save. No. Why is this so complicated on desktop? Where's the... Why can I not just... Why do I have to load a separate browser window? Oh, is it a thing you... Oh, it's a thing you buy. Oh, it's sponsored. I don't want that. This is nice. Yeah. Where is my board? Where have you gone? There we go. So just kind of fill it out with things you like as well. Anything that you think might be relevant. This is cool. I'm going to search for word marks in a minute as well. This might be interesting. This is probably a bit more in line with what I'm trying to do. I do like this one. Yeah, we'll throw that on there. The whole point of this is to inspire you, really. And it could be designs related to property or not. That's good. A little bit Airbnb there, but I like it. I like the connection. Search for Kiyoshi Takahashi monograms. What, on Pinterest or Google? Hang on. Yeah, they're okay. I think they're okay. They're not my favorites. Some of them are clever, but they're not my favorites I've ever seen. Oh no, the cat's going again. This is cool. See, I like that because it's got the P, but the whole property element is subtle, but it's not too residential looking. This is clever as well. Right, let's search for word marks. Word mark logo. Yeah, the arch. Oh, that's clever. I like that. Let's get that in there. LS. Yeah. I mean, actually, thinking about it, effectively what we're trying to do here is spark ideas. So if we did LS out, let's just do L as lowercase. We'll do a lowercase L. And we could do... What was I thinking? I had an idea in my head. What about doing the S? It's kind of what I did before, actually, isn't it? I'm pretty sure I did that a minute ago. Like stairs. I wonder if you could do it as stairs going up. I don't know. And a chimney up there. I'm not sure. I think that's possibly reaching a tiny bit. Don't know. The other way we could do it, if we wanted to go logo mark route, is do the logo mark and then go LSL financial services. This, and it would build out that kind of typographical side of the logo. And you could make it work if you wanted to have a more minimal mark rather than just doing something purely type-led. Right, yes, this one here, this inspired me to do something. So I don't know what that font is, but it looks custom. But if we did, what am I thinking? Right. Every time I alt tab, the thought goes out of my head. So there we go, there's our S. And we've got an L. So we've got LSL. I don't know if that just looks a bit predictable. LSL. I mean, you could make it look clean for sure. It's a house. Let's try and... Oh! Hang on, actually. I don't know what you think to this. LSL isn't symmetrical. If we were to do a capital like this... Oh, I don't know. That looks more like ISA or ISI. I don't think that's an L. What about if we did this, the bottom part, and made it shorter? So it's like less noticeable. That could be a good way to sort of get things looking a bit more symmetrical. Hi Tansky, can you say my name? I've been a fan of yours for about 3 years. You've been inspiration for me in my illustrative work. Absolutely, Starboy. I can say your name, Starboy1. No, Starboy R91. I can't read. Thank you for supporting me for 3 years. Hopefully you found the videos helpful. Pointy edges. You're lucky, to be honest, Starboy. I nearly suddenly burst into song then. Starboy! And nobody needs that. What about an L on the slope? We've got another L. L, L, and then what the flipping heck are we going to do with the S here? Is that terrible? Pops, the cat's broken. definitely something wrong with our cat. Just every 5 seconds. So what are you meowing at? Shut up! God, that's a bit relentless. Or are you just saying hello? You just want some attention, is that? Come on. There we go. Yeah? This is your minute of cuddles. All right? Okay? There we go. Can you say my name too? No. Absolutely not, Andrew. There we go. You've had your moment now. Are you happy? There you go. Great. Now I'm covered in cat hair. That's both of them. I don't know if you could see them. Kind of, I don't know, probably a bit low. I had them both on my lap. Rue and Crumble. There's another type of L, actually. We could do like a more hooked shape. You sometimes actually for financial things or something a bit more corporate, you can use slab typefaces as well, slab serif. So what if we did something a little bit more like that sort of L? Maybe have the S nested in the first L, but have the top line of it roof the second L. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Let me try it. So have the S nested in the, right, so we do the L. Just like this sort of L, yeah. Then we get the S. Actually, that's probably a bit narrow. So we nest. Oops. And then have that form the roof of the other L. Is this what you meant? Like this? Something like that? I like that. It's a bit different to this one because you're sort of nesting the S, which I do like. I suppose you could extend the L. What about this gap here? It feels like this sort of this overshooting bit. Or do you cut it short maybe? Like LSL. It's just I wish it was symmetrical. That'd be so nice. Unless we do something slightly different. Where if we're going to flip the L so it's symmetrical, it has to like read properly. It can't be weird or anything. So this one could be L, like L, S, L. Ha! That looks pretty good. Well, in terms of support and connection, I think it's fair to say that the two L's are definitely connected, and I feel like there is a supportive element of this because you've got the L's that are quite clearly surrounding, well, either surrounding or supporting the S. But how do you, Pops? I need to show you something. As soon as you see it, you have to read it, okay? So shut your eyes. And when I say open them, you have to say and read what you see. This is a really good test, by the way, okay? Do you know what the logo is I'm working on?
No.
Right, you ready?
Mhm.
Open.
Read what you see. You said say read what you see.
No, like, what's that? Read it.
LSJ? Well, what does it?
LSL. But that's why I love that. You can if you've got kids as well, get them to do it because you get like that raw perspective.
I was gonna say LSL, but then I thought
No, but that is fair. If it was LSJ, it'd be brilliant, really, because you could lean into that. You could connect them, but then it wouldn't look like an L. It doesn't look like an L anyway. It looks more J. Okay, so I think as well, like it would be interesting. This is probably what I would do, doing it off stream. I would look up more logos and see if I could find logos that do flip letters the other way round that still work, like, and that do look professional. For example, if I do this, your brain is still going to read it as ruler, even though I flipped the 3 around, because the brain's clever and it identifies the other characters and whatever. If it's a term that isn't like a widely used, oh shit, where's my design gone? I just got rid of it. If it's something like LSL, which is not a known term and is a bit more abstract, the brain isn't necessarily going to be able to figure that out. Oh, good night, Varun. Thank you for your ideas and your pillar trees. Why not L equals... Yeah, we did that a minute ago and it just looked too much like an I. Again, we did that a minute ago, flipping it. Can we have the first L in the middle gap of L? Hang on. You mean here? So if we were to flip this round... Yes, it's tricky. Once you've set the sort of precedent for what an L looks like. I mean, unless we did something like that. So we're adding in some, let's just say, architectural elements to make the whole thing look more like a block. But then that could be a bit... it's a bit fiddly to read. Let's grab this one again. Let's break these again. We'll do this. I wonder if we could... I was going to just underline it. No, that's a bit shit. What about if this goes up? So that becomes our L. And duplicate that over here as well. LL. So then we have the S to fill in that space. So yeah, that's one way that you could fill the space a little bit, and then you could add like an extra. Actually, no, that makes it look like a weird eye or something there. Yeah, we sort of did something like that over here. So merged it with the L shape. I mean, maybe. Oh, I don't know. There is something about that. Maybe there's something about that does work. So what about we break that? What about if we angle it? So we do something like that. Actually, no, that doesn't look like an S now, does it? Just something with a bit more of a custom type feel. No, that's not what I was going for at all. So kind of like I wonder if I could get those lines to line up. That would be pretty nice. This bit here as well almost makes it look a little bit like a conversation bubble. Which, I don't know, maybe there's a potential for an idea then. You like the slanting one? Yeah. So something like that, what I would try and do is try and, if I can slice them like that, that would be the icing on the cake, really. I try and like build relationships between lines and shapes where I can. So because these are sort of almost similar, if I could slice them perfectly, it would be the icing on the cake. The German cake. Right. So let's try and do a slightly cleaner version of this. So this is quite chunky. It's also a bit taller. So let's go a little bit higher. And that's going to go, let's just drag that over there. Drag that over there. So the S, go up here. Something like this. That's totally wrong. So we're going to have to make that a bit smaller. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's make that the proper height. Okay, LS. And then L. And we've got to try and get the width about the same. Let's clean this up. If you keep the below part of the L and keep it slanted, it will look great. What if you use an L? This is more like the pound sign. Go back to the finance thing. Maybe. Yeah, they're UK based, but I don't know if they transact overseas or if they have clients they do business within other countries. So the pound sign, the currency thing might, or maybe in future they might be, I don't know. So I might keep the currency out of it, potentially. Right, what am I doing? Slanted. So, okay, you guys seem to like the slant, this one here. Right, so let's do that. We'll rotate it by, what's that, 60 degrees? It's sometimes easier to have a fixed angle because then you can be consistent with bits. So something like maybe that, because then this area here and this area are kind of very similar. So go down. I've done it the other way around actually, but we'll keep going and see. It might look okay. Might look awful. I think it looked better the other way, didn't it? Let's. If you want to send me what you've drawn, if anyone does want to sketch ideas out, you can send it there or post it in the Discord, and I'll be able to pick it up. Right, let's try this idea then, and then we'll go up here, and then we can cut this bit out, cut that bit out, that bit there. Nope, we need that. Cut this out. And then, oh, actually, this could work quite well. So for the L, we'd need to make it a bit more stumpy because then it balances with the other L, which is good because then we can remove this big overhang we've got over on the right. And then you see that consistency in terms of that angle, just smashing through the same angle. It could look pretty cool. And then what we could do is go over with a slightly thicker thingy-madoodah. Just thicken up the line work. And then get a proper look at if it's actually any good. It's also worth never losing sight of the brief. So we might have made something cool, but there's still a brief and there is a bunch of words and things that we did at the beginning. So we don't want to like abandon that and just make something that looks cool. Like, oh yeah, I made a really cool LSL and it has no meaning or connection to anything. Yeah, we definitely don't want to do that. One thing we could do actually, if we wanted to balance the logo a tiny bit more, is we could pull this one out here to the left and give it the same sort of treatment. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these bits here with the slant. I'm going to move these to the right. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's going to make this part of the L a bit longer. So now I'm going to lengthen this, which is good. And then it's made this bit shorter, which is also good. So now I can shorten this. So it doesn't, neither of them stick out too much. This bit here and this bit here are a lot more balanced. And the fact that it's not technically symmetrical, but you could kind of say it's almost a bit more asymmetrical with these elements. That works pretty well, I think. Just by shifting the position of the slopey cutout bit. I don't know. Ugh. Could you make the S like a door? I mean, we could do, yeah. S. So what, you got your house, and then what, the S is the door. If we did it like an S like this, yeah. So it's like a very simplified slab serif S with those chunky serify bits. We could do that. But then we've just got to be careful because it can look like LSJ again. We don't want LSJ. We need LSL. That is the only problem. That's the hard thing about this one, is we have to do that. So it's trying to come up with ways to make things symmetrical if we're going to do the word mark idea. Shield. I mean, another idea that just came to mind. I have no idea where this came from, but I'm just going to mock it up anyway. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so I mean, you know, that could work. I'm not it doesn't feel like it fits the brief. It's cool, whatever, but it doesn't feel like it fits. What would be a good idea, actually? This is cool. I like this. Lots more Pinteresting will be happening offline as well. But I would be looking at financial logo. I mean, this is one thing you can do. I always try not to do this too much, because once you do this and you look up combinations of letters, it can almost infect your brain a little bit. And you obviously, like I said before, don't want to go copying someone else's work. Absolutely do not. But sometimes it can be quite useful to see how letters can connect. LSL is a bit more uncommon. Yeah, that's quite a clever one. This is actually, yeah, this is cool. Just the lines. Some things I don't like about it, but just it's quite simple. Yeah, like this. Yeah, the linear ones are quite good. LSL. Yeah, I like that. It's so simple. I love that, actually. It's just a really good typeface choice, and you've got the simple little corner arrow. That's flipping brilliant. There's a bit more of a structure. Again, here we've got like an L as a structure, which is cool. Let's try, instead of this, let's go LL logo and see how other people treat two L's. Because we could look at these and think, okay, this is a cool idea. Where can I get that S in there? Sent you an email. Excellent. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if... Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I like this. The problem is it could... Oh, hang on, I see. Is that like on the... That is a slope, isn't it? I see. So you've made that part of the L really subtle. It's a bit more like a structure, actually. All right, let's just really quickly. Thank you for sending that, by the way. That's really cool to see. Let's, so you've made that really subtle, haven't you? So if we go there, so you've really kept the, I can't remember what part of the letter that's called, the L. Super subtle. And then what are you doing? You're angling the S so it fits. And then, yeah, over here as well. Yeah, so that kind of does help things feel less unsymmetrical. And then, yeah, you've got the same thing over here. So that is... Oh, no. So that goes straight up, and then that is... Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. Do you know what would be good as well? I'm sorry, I'm shooting off in all sorts of different directions at the minute. Yeah, no, I like what your way of thinking is with the L. That does definitely make it look less obviously not symmetrical. Ah, this is an interesting one. Oh, look at this one. L, yeah, okay, let's try something like that. What I'm going to do is in a minute is get the type tool. I'm going to type out the letters as well. Because if we're going to do something like a word mark, sometimes more typographically led things, you might go through like the fonts and be like, oh wow, that's a cool font. Great idea. So something like that. And then we have the S in there. That's not an S, Dan. Try it properly. There we go. That could look like LLS though. That's the problem. That is the only problem. But it sits as quite a nice block. I wonder if we could do something with negative space. Let's grab the type tool. Let's type LSL. And then LSL lowercase. Yeah, I wonder about, let's go times. Yeah, serif, because there's quite a few different, you could definitely do something modern, but you could also use serif and slab serif typefaces for something like this. You've got to be careful you don't make it look, you need to strike the balance between established, like in this case, versus dated, out of date, out of touch. We definitely don't want that. So I suppose if you actually went serif, for example, L's have a bit more detail on them with the serif, so the distinction between an I and an L is quite different. So if you showed that to someone there lowercase, they wouldn't necessarily say ISI, they would see the LSL, which does kind of look like a house and like a structure. I kind of like that. So let's... Oh, I wonder if we could make it like a roof. It's like a slanting serif, isn't it? Let's make it bigger. It's a bit smaller at the minute. There we go. I wonder if we could do something like this, and then we could turn it into like a sloping roof. So let's draw a line like that. We'll take this and move it down. Is that going to work? And then maybe bring them closer together. See, that's like a little bit more house-like, but it's a bit more subtle. But I don't know. I don't know if that makes it look more like an eye, having it shorter. I do like that sort of style, though. LSL. That's right, let's go through some other fonts and see what we got. Alright, there we go. Yeah, some of these fonts will absolutely not be suitable. Some will be. So, like, yeah, you see here with a sans serif typeface, you run the risk of it looking like an I, a capital I, so it could be IC or whatever. Acumen, that is quite a nice font. The detailed eye looks like an open door. Yes. I mean, if we are going to do something that is more word mark centered, it does make sense to scrub through lots of fonts. That's quite interesting. You got like a little tiny part on the L there and quite a nice S. So I quite like that. Send me another one, have you? Come on then. Let's have a look. Oh, I see, with the dots. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for when I come back to it. Oh, hey, Anna. Why don't shape S like a home with I? Shape the S like a home. I mean, I wonder if you shaped... What do you mean? Fit the whole S shape into here. What would that look like? Something like this. A bit lower. Lower. I mean, it's less of an LSL as an S. It's more of an S. I mean, it's not that it couldn't work. It definitely could. If we wanted to do something... I mean, I do like that. That is really cool. What we do? Go... Yeah, you definitely could do that. It just means that you'd have to have your LSL property services alongside, which actually might not be too bad because it's then stacked over 3 lines or 2 or however you do it. And this is a bit taller, so maybe that would balance quite well. An S. But I think again, even that doing that as well, it's an S, it's in the shape of a house. That's cool. Does it relate to this? So it's easy to get pulled in those sorts of different directions creatively, but it's always it's always important to bring it back to the brief as well. Oh, there's a child. And it's always good going through fonts as well, because we might stumble across something in a minute and go, that's interesting. See, the thing I like about the slab serif typefaces is that the feet and the top of the L's and the S's, it does have some structure. It looks a little bit more like pillar, Colosseum pillar-like. In fact, oh, that's nice. That's really nice. How would this look, actually? This is probably worth doing, actually, quite early on. What was it? Property, is it property services? I think it was property services, wasn't it? Yep. Night cupcake. So let's... I can feel the fan, thank you.
I've not done anything.
Well, I can feel the fan blowing and it's really nice. It's absolutely boiling here in the UK. It's just horrific. But fortunately, in 6 hours with no sleep whatsoever, we're going to Greece. Yay! We're going to go to Greece for 5 days. So, if anyone lives near Falarakian roads, come say hi. I'm not going to sleep, but it will be fine. Is that night night to Eli, Andrea, or are you saying night night to everyone? I can't tell. We had this mistake before. It's just confusion. I'm just trying to see how the type would look if we set it up like this. That's probably too small. I'm trying to think of like website application as well. LSL. It's good playing around with this sort of stuff because not every logo needs to have some super clever, intricately designed something or other. So it's worth just exploring how it could look before I spend goodness knows how long trying to come up with the most clever logo in human existence. Which would be a big waste of time if it's not right. Yes. Hey, Nelson. You trying to make your first logo? Nice. Oh, you're going to sleep? Oh, okay. No, no. You can have Andrea. It's very sensible. That.
She's watching the match.
Wait, is it tonight?
Yeah, 10.
At 10?
Yeah.
What, tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Wait, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, wait, Andrea, you get back here. It's a Saturday night and it's... No, hang on. Why is the sudden early night? Hang on, I'm confused. Short-circuited my brain. Please shout out my channel name. No! I'm joking. Okay. Excellent. Oh, you scared me then. I was like, I swear I was talking to you at like 2 a.m. last night, which is 2 a.m. our time, so God knows what that is Romanian time.
At the same time as us.
No, surely not.
I swear Andrew's the same time.
No.
Who's? Oh no, that's Raquel.
Yeah, no, I think Raquel's same time as us. Somehow.
I don't think it's a huge difference.
Right. What am I doing? 4 a.m.
What? No, it's not.
No. So I think Andrea's 2 hours ahead.
4 a.m.
No, not now, you donut.
Oh, shush.
Okay. Oh, hello, Varun. You've joined the community, but you're not here because you've gone to bed. Right. What was I doing? Oh, flipping out. I'm going to be up so late tonight. I'm going to be up so late. 2 a.m. in India. Is that where you are now? India, 2 a.m. Flipping out. That's 5 hours ahead. You're from India? Hello. Welcome. What's up? What's up indeed? The sky. Who needs sleep? Exactly. I mean, last time when we went to Spain, I didn't get any sleep before going, so it's fine.
I get moody if I don't have sleep.
Yeah. Well, no, I get moody if I don't have sleep as well. But I feel like when it's like holiday, and if I sense that you're moody, I like find energy from somewhere to just be an absolute idiot because then it makes you laugh and smile. I find like temporary idiot energy. Argentina here. Nice. Wow. Cool. We are all over the place today. Amazing. Time for me to get to bed. 2 a.m. in India. Good night. Hey, thank you, Natish, for sending the sketches as well. Where is the iPad actually?
Yeah.
You're right to. I've got to charge it. I am definitely bringing this little thing on the plane.
Here you
I don't know what happened. I just got into my late 30s, and if I drink too much Pepsi now, I just start burping randomly. It's absolutely bizarre. Just the whole family are just like bewildered and just mid conversation, just bleh, bleh.
It is a lot.
It's funny though. I like it. No, I never could burp. I always had friends that could just burp on command. You can. You can like burp and sing and do the alphabet. I couldn't. I could never do it. And now I'm part of the club. I just have no control over when it happens. Yes, I have a Discord channel. It's somewhere. You have to go and find it. If you find it, then you get the reward of joining. No, I'm just kidding. Here you go. Here's a link if anyone does want to join our Discord. We're all bonkers, but we have a good time. You can't burp? No, I can't. No. So I just drink loads and loads of Pepsi. Yeah, right. Let's go back to this. I'm sure I've got some really tasty fonts somewhere. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. No, I want to look up financial logos. Financial logo. If for anyone wondering if this is what the logo design process looks like, yes. Yes, it is. Sometimes it is just a bit scatty. Oh, this one's giving me an idea. What about... This might look awful. We do... This might look like a W. We go thick on the way down, thin on the way up, thick on the way down, thin on the way up, and then some sort of S in there, like that. Is that good, or have I just done something very strange? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it fits nicely. I'm just not entirely sure what it is I've done. Yeah. What about how we do something like that? So like an L and an S and then another L. See, this is the sort of thing that would make a really good logo mark. We'd just have to, and it does read LSL from left to right. You just have to, it'd have to have more with it. You couldn't just have it on its own. So it would need to, you'd need to have some sort of type with it. So like this. So you'd have like a brand mark. I know it's not, but when I look at it, it feels a little bit swastika-y. And I know it's nothing like one, but if I'm looking at it and I'm even getting a hint of that sort of feeling, it's putting me off a little bit. Could even like, close that. No, that's even worse. Is anyone else seeing that, or is it just me? I don't know. Maybe my eyes are broken. I think it's this. It's this shape. It's that shape. You see it? Yeah. Yeah, we definitely don't want that. You see it? Yeah. Yeah. Don't know what's worse, that or something phallic. I think I'll try and avoid both personally. But this is good though. Just looking at other. In fact, no. Let's drill down even more. Financial property logo. Just get a bit of inspiration. Yeah, this is interesting. This is sort of what I did with the slopey roof bit earlier. Yeah, LSL is really tricky to work with. What does LSL stand for? Let's see what it says. Okay. Right, so it did stand for something, but now it is just LSL Property Services. Right. Okay, that's fine. I really like stuff like this. There was another logo. No, save to. Yeah, I really like this. And it would look good in lowercase as well. So if I were to go like something like that. You just have to have the property something or other, property services under there. Yeah. And if we did decide to go LSL, when we come to the symbol, we could actually look at things that are perhaps a bit more abstract, that tie in more to this as well. So, just as an example, if we were to do something like this, which is kind of a very different beast to the other ideas of trying to do something with the letters. Adidas says hi. Yeah. So does 3, 4, and 5G. Come on, look at these random ideas. Oh. What about? I don't know which direction to go. Whether to go just pick a typeface for LSL property services and do a symbol, or try and do something with the LSL. I mean, check mark L. Ooh. Could be up and down in terms of business. Kind of like that. Hmm. Is it just me, or is that? No, it probably doesn't work. It's like it's an L, a backwards L, and you got the S shape through there. Probably reaching a bit there. Hey, our new member. Hey, thank you so much. Gong time. I don't even know where the gong is. Dang it. Sent me one more. I thought you were going to bed. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so I think this is a very different direction from what I'm working on at the minute. So this would be more type led. Could be a case of just picking a font. That's the thing. This is why I always want to remember the brief, because sometimes the right answer is just picking the right fonts and customizing it or styling it. And that's it. So I've just got to be careful that I don't try and come up with this genius idea and spend forever doing it, when actually something that's more on brief is actually something like this layout, but it's just picking the right typeface. This is interesting. This kind of sloped roof. Oh, that. Actually, no, hang on. I think I've done this. Don't know. Hmm. Let's just color this in, see what we end up with. Hmm. It's a nice abstract mark, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's the difference between doing something on brief versus not. They've got the map idea here. I wonder if we could do something like that. Got an L. Then the S. And then the L. Hmm. And effectively, this is a large part of the process, is going through this and just coming up with ideas until you get something that you're like, that's a good idea. Not just something that might look cool, but remember, we're working to this in the brief over here. I do like this one. Hey, Varun, you're back. Weren't you going to bed? Hmm?
Is everyone going to bed?
No, I thought Varun said he was going to bed, but
I thought Andrew was
I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. I think Andrew is just trolling as normal.
There's no way Andrew is missing out on the England team.
This is cool. So Kay was saying about something isometric, which again is good because it could lean into that idea of structure. That's meant to be a hexagon. Please don't laugh at me. So you could. God. Yeah, so. Oh, hang on. No, that's. I've done that totally wrong. Yes, that is a hexagon. But it's like the other way up. Yeah, so kind of like that. So you'd have your L, your S. No, that's not an S down. There we go. And then I guess another L there. God, yeah, these two flipping L's are not making my life easy. But it's cool actually because if this ever becomes a project with a full case study and everything, I can say how that was a massive challenge, was trying to get something balanced and symmetrical. But then look, here I did it. I'm amazing. This was blah, blah, blah. So you kind of, if I could figure out a good design. So it's harder, but it makes for an interesting project. Just makes for a very weird, unsymmetric symbol. What, for the isometric grid? Yes, I did. Oh, that's Illustrator though, not Photoshop. I wonder if... I like that idea. I wonder if we could do something with it more... geometric. See, this is going to be in swastika territory again. You could do an L. L is a check mark? No. Doesn't work. I think having it on an angle makes it even worse, actually. God, he's flipping L's. It's probably one of the hardest letters to try and make symmetrical, with two of them at either end. No, sausage. See you in a few hours. Ugh. I don't know what the flipping heck I'm doing here. Actually, hang on. Let's go and do little gap down there. I was trying to get the L and the L in here, so the L and the L, but it's more of a V. Unless we were to slant it. This is a good example. I think this might be the one for structure, actually. Let me copy this. I'll show you why. I think it obviously this is a fictitious project. I think this one's probably the best structure-wise because you could have LSL and it works kind of like it does on the current site. LSL. And then you could have a second version as well that says property services.
Sam,
Hmm?
you had dinner yet?
No. Is that an offer?
No.
I would love
Way
some.
too much to do.
Guess I'll just starve then. I've got 3 wishes, remember? It's just me rubbing that lamp. Yes. All right, I'll just carry on. Yeah. So this is it's fine, I'll just starve. this would be a really good way to structure it. Something similar to that, because then whatever I do here, I can just have that on its own, or I can have it like full lockup. Both of these would sit in a website header as well. And they probably would both work stacked. So it gives it a lot of flexibility, whether you do the divider or not. It's neither here nor there. And then maybe just something with this that is perhaps subtle, rather than trying to go full insane clever logo mark and symbol. I think having the LSL there and the property services bit where you can separate them and join them together, I think is probably the way to go for something like this. As much as I want to try and do like a clever thing, because otherwise, let's just say we go the logo mark route. You do that. You do this. I just think it's a bit much. It's a bit much having the symbol, the LSO, and the property services, whereas I feel like doing something like that, it's just cleaner. But obviously we don't want to just type LSL. That's what I think is going on here, and this isn't even a particularly nice S. So let's explore that, because I mean, it'd be slightly different, but it'd be an interesting lesson in picking typefaces. I think it was UK that said the other day, how do you pick one when you've got like 10 different sans serif typefaces? How do you pick one over the other? And it's a very good question. So, go to Adobe Fonts, LSL, and then we'll do it. Do it uppercase, because of the way I think we're going to stack it. Ooh, it's a nice slab. A light slab, I'll have you. That's a cool font. In fact, I do already have a bunch of fonts. So let's go through. Something clean and geometric area. That's quite nice. Almost got a perfect circle. All the letters are clean. We could try a condensed one as well. And I think as well, the logo is just going to be one part of this whole thing. You know? So even if the logo looks pretty simple and clean, it's how you present it all as part of the mock-ups for the whole brand, for the website. That's where even a simple logo that is just a case of picking the right typeface and structuring it correctly will really shine with those mock-ups. And there's so many little tiny decisions that go into being able to typeset something correctly. That's interesting. That looks familiar. Very similar to what we were doing earlier. I'm going to keep that over there for later, just in case. Bassett. So we don't want script, we don't want rounded, nothing too fanciful. Curves, probably want to be wary of curves. Brandon Grotesque. That's quite nice as well. I think it has more weights than that. Love the perfectly geometric O. Nice R as well, which is... we could do some customization there. That one's totally backwards. So these are pretty clean so far. We probably want something a bit different now. Interesting angled one. Are we still going, Raquel? Oh, I can't use that. It's a company I used to work for. Oh, that's an interesting... S. Got the football in a minute, I think. In fact, what time did I even start? How long have we been going for? Nearly 3 hours, my goodness. Dazzle Unicase. Oh no! The yawns begin. Oh, there ain't gonna be any sleep tonight, is there? There's no sleep for me. Just gonna have to saddle up. Ah, that's a cool, chunky one. Eclipse. Probably not really right, but... Elsa. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, awesome. Hey, good night. Oh yeah, appreciate some of you sticking with me. It's I know it's pretty late in the eastern part of the world. Even doing this, I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking for. feel like there is a little bit of I'll know it when I see it, hopefully. Which is probably the worst feedback for a designer to hear, but yeah, see, that's too techy. I like the little cutouts, but it's too angular and too techy. Gasterol. That is a cool font, though. Freight or Ivy Presto? Degula. I don't think I've even got those fonts. I don't recognize the names. Maybe. Could be a little bit techy, but... Oh, they're Adobe fonts. Go on, let's have a look. What was it? Ivy Presto. No, a bit too elegant. Great. Oh, that is a lot. Oh wow, there's loads of these. We'll have this one then. Oh wait, who am I kidding? We'll just have all of them. Why not? And Degula. Ooh. I don't know if that's right, but I like it. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, that is really cool. And the fact that it's a variable font as well is really cool. Variable fonts let you adjust the weight so you don't have to just pick from the available styles. Gilroy. That's similar to the others, but also very nice. Nice R, nice O. And lots of weights, I think. No. Oh, that is disappointing, Gilroy. I was sure there were going to be more weights there. It's alright, I've already got a similar one above.
Oh.
Hmm? Oh, it's the football one.
We're in red.
Oh, are we winning?
We just saw it.
Oh. What are you watching it on?
Grab it onto him.
Are you right to punch in your email? Or whatever it is you're using to...
Anything only one person can do it at one time.
Oh, alright, I'll just...
I mean, we can try it.
Yeah, let's try it. I think I do need to go and do some food soon anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm not even packed yet. I've actually got some recording I have to do as well. It's alright, I've got 5 hours and no sleep to do it. Oh, you'll find it. It's sort of... You got the thing though.
Feel moody already.
Hmm?
Feel moody already.
Why?
I'm tired.
Why don't you go to bed then?
I don't want to. I've got too much to do.
Well, just get on with it. Oh no, typical. Dee 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 dee.
Abuse I get.
What abuse?
Someone's fine.
You're going to Greece in 5 hours? What, do you mean that kind of abuse?
Love you.
God.
There you go.
Right, thank you.
That's quite
We're
awesome.
red. We're red, are we?
Do you want the sound of? Oh, look at Bellingham. Oh, he's beautiful.
Oh,
He
you
is.
girls need to just calm down.
Beautiful.
If I did that, I'd get like all sorts of abuse. Yes, we're leaving in 5 hours work out and there will be no sleep. Are you going to get some? You'll probably get some sleep, Pops.
I have to get some sleep, otherwise I'm going to be an absolutely moody cat.
I will be fine. I once drove 14 hours across Spain, north to south coast in one go. I will be fine. Granted, I was like in my mid-20s at the time, but still. Now like 39. Not quite the spring chicken I was. That's it. That's interesting. I like the cutouts on the letters. Probably a little bit too techy again with the angles and
Bellingham. Who's 39? Oh, you're
I'm 39, yeah.
you.
You what? Hang on, I'm gonna stick the oven on.
Oh, you haven't.
Let's see.
What? See no steak?
Oh yeah, peppercorn sauce. Oh, it's two. Oh my god.
Oh, they're not nice. The other team, they're playing dirty, and it's pouring
They're
down the
playing
rain.
daddy.
They're dirty.
Oh,
Grab
is it
then.
Panama?
Yeah. wherever that
What the? He's like, dude, get off me. Oh, he's oh whoa, he's fumbled it there. God, where's he going?
is. Watching.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If we score, I'll try to like not. I'll probably end up yelling into the microphone. Oh!
Yours is delayed slightly.
Keeper. I used to be a goalkeeper when I was like 11 to 15. Oh, that was good. That was a good shot and a good save. God, flipping out.
Oh. Who's he? I've not seen him before.
Isn't that the manager?
No, you're delayed.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna go.
Wait, hang on. No, yeah, we can't be delayed. I need to. Why am I not live?
It's
How-
like a second.
No, how are you more? How are you more live than me?
I'm a warrior of the purple.
My height, 5'11". Why? Why? 118.7 kilograms. 39 years old.
Six.
Is that your height, Andrea? 6.6 inches.
No, Andrea put down 6.66.
Where?
Chat.
It says in 6.6. Look, there's a weird symbol. I keep seeing this weird symbol pop up. I don't know what it is. Yeah, there's a weird symbol. Andrea typed something weird symbol in 6.6.
That's tall.
What are you?
5'7", 5'6", 5'6.5", 7. Something.
Oh, that's quite a nice LSL. Not necessarily the rest. But that could be quite a nice flowing connection between the letters if we did want to go that route.
Well, they're just
Museum.
grabbing onto each other. I feel like this is going to be a dirty game.
You sort of said that kind of like in a half sexy way. I feel like it's going to be a dirty game. What a dirty match.
Oh, Andrea's tiny. No, not Andrea, sorry, Raquel. 5'3". Wait,
5'3". That doesn't sound right.
or 5'3", 1. What's 3, 1?
5.31. That doesn't sound right. For some reason, I've got it in my head that you're tall, Raquel. I don't know why. I think you're wrong. I think you're taller.
Yeah, it's tiny. Get away from my goal.
I'll be on the pitch. I've not been on the pitch in years. I'll be out of breath in about 2 minutes and that'll be stood in goal. I'll be there. No, I wouldn't be running. I'll be in goal. Yeah, that's right. Take that. Huh.
It's really confusing me because they're red. And they're
Wait, hang on. Are you laughing at me about running?
I could do this in like when they back around by the goal and it's like, come on.
I'm thin, not tall. Yeah, me too, Raquel. I'm as thin as they come.
Oh, I feel like we're gonna lose.
Don't say that.
No. Oh my god, what is going on? They just keep grabbing onto each other. Are you allowed to grab onto each other?
Well, football is a contact sport, but you're not meant to grab the other players. And
They're like pulling each other's top.
I think they would literally just be blowing the whistle every 2 seconds. They are very like pushy, aren't they?
I feel like we are as well. We're being a bit pushy.
That's probably because we're being pushed to be pushy. Is there anyone from Panama in the chat? Oh, you're welcome. Watching from Turkey, from Antalya, Turkey. Awesome. God, this is looking like a scrappy game, isn't it? Very messy. I bet Andrea's loving it. All these men fighting over a ball. I like the cutouts on those letters.
like no one's watching the stream anymore.
Yeah, everyone's just watching the football.
Or anyone that is watching the stream, if they're not getting a lot.
Thanks, Pops.
I love you.
You'll get to the airport. We'll all go to check in through the gate. And I'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, miss. Your flight isn't to Greece. Your flight says Birmingham."
Oh, Birmingham. No, you are wrong. My eyes are falling asleep.
Your eyes have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Sacron. Yeah, it's another good one of that clean LSL. Oh, which one do I like? What are you? Brandon Grotesque. You are... Oh, you are rather delightful. Let's just try a lock-up with this and see how it looks. We've got a few weights. Yep. Lovely. Yeah, see, this is quite nice. Oh, yes. Come on. This is interesting. This is slightly rounded, actually, Brandon Grotesque. It definitely is slightly rounded. Not a lot, but really subtly. Do I like that or not? I don't know. What's this other one here? Area. Let's try you as well. Different weights. Lots of weights. Nice. Let's go for semi-bold. I think I prefer the S on area. They're very, very similar. Yeah, this one just feels a bit more suitable. These slightly rounded corners, they're great if you want a typeface that's a sort of not too playful, but just a tiny bit more approachable and friendly. I think I want something a bit sharper and cleaner for this. So that's going to be the one. So let's just muck around with a few lockups. So got lowercase as well, which I think, I just don't know. It looks like Issy. I like that we've got lots of weights. Oh my god, extra black. Goodness me. That is chunky. Maybe we'll just go for black. Yeah. So this is a pretty standard lockup. It's very similar to the other one here, this one. But I think I'm going to have to do something with the LSL. Because I know what I said earlier, but I don't really want to just typeset something and then just say that's done. So I'm definitely going to do something with it. So I've matched this to the width of the characters, which would be something like this. Maybe even a bit more narrow, actually. The reason I'm still in Photoshop as well is because we're not out the sketching phase. Like, I'm going to set this up and then I'm going to start maybe slicing up that LSL, doing some stuff with it. So this would be like starting idea if I were going to pursue something like this. So I'll just call it V1 and then be looking at it like, right, how can we make this look a bit more unique? What could we do with this? Even if it's just customizing some of the type. Doing some sort of subtle structural shenanigans, just something. It's probably not going to scale too well. Oh, good job. I wonder what would happen actually if we move these. Let's move all these out of the way somewhere. Let's chuck them over here. Let's do a left alignment. And this will work this way as well. It's just probably the most standard vanilla thing possible. So it's fine, but I think I can definitely do something better. Ooh, that's cool. This one is a variable, MOV variable. Oh, that's cool. Where is that? Font. Ooh, next exit. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. What's that font? Variable. Oh, wow, that is a... Oh my goodness, that is a strange font. How on earth do I use that?
Sam, I feel like we need to crack on with stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, let's give this a go. Oh, did you put the t-shirts in the wash? Amazing. Let's try. Oh my goodness, the mob. Yeah, this is a trial. I'll link it in the chat if anyone else wants to give this a go. It looks pretty interesting though. Let's try. So what is it? Mauve. Could be pretty good for some ideas. I like that S. That is a nice S. That's a nice S. Yeah. Animation. Oh wait, hang on. Do I have to select one letter or is it not doing anything? Oh wait, it is. Hang on. Am I just being impatient? Oh yeah, there you go. So it makes it smaller. And then this one rounds it off. Okay. I like the double, there's like a double L going on there. That's pretty cool. And then the S.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Yes, come on, big food. Wow, this is really cool actually. I like that S, and I like this whole L thing. This one's quite nice. Yeah, there could definitely be a way you could make this. Oh, you could do lowercase as well. That is definitely. I think they're all different. Yeah, so you can move the letters change in very interesting ways. I wonder if you could. Let's rasterize this.
I don't like this other team. I thought they're really good.
You don't like them because they're good.
Yeah.
All right.
They're on crack. They're just crazy.
You're a parametric designer. Don't even know what a parametric designer is. What is a parametric designer? What's the definition of the word parametric? Parametric definition. Parametric refers to something defined, controlled, or classified by a parameter. Yeah, sure.
Oh, they're really good.
Oh, making us work for it, aren't they? I think if I wanted to do something a bit more abstract, it's going to be this. I would love to be able to do some sort of brand mark. I really would. Property. Yeah, I feel like this could work, but it obviously wouldn't sit in a website header. It'd be quite small. So as long as I'm catering for a version that's going to sit on the site, you could do something like this, and then you could have a symbol or something. I'm not saying this symbol particularly. You could do something a little bit more abstract, which I kind of like actually. And I would typically work in black and white anyway until we get... Yeah, so not necessarily that, but... So there's kind of two different directions. You've got the much more type-led design, and then you've got the design that is... It's going to have like a brand mark or something, which could be another way to go as well. But they're two different directions. Yeah, there's something about this that's really nice, actually. I wonder if you could... Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Something like... I know this is a bit more LLS. Or if I'm going to go in something like this, which I do quite like this idea actually, just the type side of things and work on a symbol to go with that. I think that symbol could then, because you've got the brand name there, the LLS, which is clear, that symbol then could look a bit more abstract. Which I think would be quite fun to play around. Oh, fun to play around sketching with. And of course, we're still bringing it back to this as well. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this stream. I got to go and get packing and get some food on the go. Yeah, I think this has been really cool. It's been really fun. It's going to be fun to keep sketching ideas out on the plane. And it's nice actually having that LSL property services in the bottom right. It's going to be fun because it means if that's a direction that I do go, I can focus on, okay, I'm trying to design a brand mark now rather than I'm trying to come up with the LSL in a clever way. That's a bit more like this design. Whereas here I can go for something a bit more abstract.
Dad,
Yes, hello?
no,
Where?
I'm just trying to get in my bag.
Are you trying to get in the bag? You can't get in there.
Cat's trying to get in my suitcase.
The cat's trying to get in the bag. You can't really see, can you? There is a cat here. Oh, big baby, aren't you? I know, it's the kitty. Such a funny donut. You're such a baby, aren't you? You love your daddy, don't you? Yes, you do. Right. We can have cuddles in a minute. Right now, I need to get something. Oh, right. Amazing, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been amazing. Oh, we've got 5 days of Greece now, but I will be on the Discord still, and I'm sure Poppy will be posting loads of stuff on her story, loads of embarrassing stuff. Oh, that was he messed up there, didn't he? He messed up there. Come on.
Yeah, follow Popinda on Instagram and you'll get to see Dan and all his
Popinda. Popinda da da. You got like loads of A's.
3 A's.
In fact, actually, shall I link your Instagram if people do want to follow? If you want to see like me being an absolute idiot, embarrassing pictures that she posts without my consent, and just follow along with our life outside of design things, then follow my fiance, Mrs. Lady. There's her Instagram. Thanks, Raquel. Come on, Brazil! Woo! Oh dear. Please don't swear in the chat. Dan doesn't like that. Goodness me, have you never met me before? I don't know. Oh, I can be a bit of a potty mouth myself anyway. Hey ho. Woo, boop, boop. Right, have an amazing weekend, you lovely lot, and yeah, I'll see you on the Discord in probably 5 minutes from now. See you later, y'all. Bye.